If you've ever watched Dragon's Den, The Apprentice, Shark Tank, or even programs like Buying London or Selling Sunset, you'll have noticed something strange. Someone negotiates a deal, they shake hands, everyone smiles, music plays, and that's it. It looks like business is all about confidence, negotiation, and making quick decisions. But as someone who spends every day helping founders buy businesses, raise investment, and negotiate commercial deals, I can tell you that the bit you see on TV is usually only about 5% of the entire transaction. The other 95%, well, where does that go? That is where the real business happens. Today, I want to show you everything television leaves out and why those missing pieces are often the difference between a brilliant deal and a complete and utter disaster. The Dragon's Den handshake isn't a deal. Let's start with this. The founder walks in. I want £100,000 for 10% of my business. After 10 minutes of negotiation, you've got a deal. Cue the dramatic music. Everyone hugs, everyone's delighted. Roll the credits. Except they haven't actually got a deal. They've got an agreement in principle. The investor now wants to know, does this company actually own what it says it owns? Who owns the shares in the company? Were the shares issued properly at the time? Has everyone signed IP assignments? Are there customer contracts in place? Are there employee contracts in place? Have there been any disputes? Are there any tax issues I need to know about? Have previous investment rounds been documented properly? That's why you sometimes hear months later, oh, the deal didn't actually complete. People assume that someone changed their mind and pulled out, but often that's not what happened at all. They simply discovered something during due diligence that changed the commercial position for the dragon. I've worked on transactions where founders genuinely believed they owned everything, until due diligence showed that there were key intellectual property rights that belonged to a contractor. Imagine discovering that halfway through you're raising investment for your business. The Apprentice fascinates me because it makes business look like it's only about negotiation. It isn't. Negotiation is the easy bit. Imagine Lord Sugar's team negotiating a £250,000 corporate supply deal. The programme ends with a handshake. But here's what I'd immediately be asking afterwards. Who is drafting that agreement? What are the payment schedules? What are the payment terms? Who owns any new branding that's being created? What happens if delivery is late? Who carries the liability under this arrangement? Can either side terminate this contract? Are there confidentiality obligations? What happens if there's a dispute? None of that makes good television, let's be honest, except for lawyers maybe. But it's exactly the stuff that determines whether or not that relationship is going to succeed. I think due diligence is one of the most misunderstood concepts in business. People think it's lawyers trying to find problems, but it isn't. It's simply asking, can you prove it? You say your revenue is recurring. Can you prove it with your client contracts? You say you own the software. Can you prove it? You say that employees are staying with the business. Can you prove it? You say there aren't any disputes ongoing in relation to the business. Can you prove it? That's all due diligence really is when it gets down to the heart of the matter. So let's talk about what television gets wrong about founders. This is probably my biggest frustration. TV suggests that successful founders are incredible negotiators. Actually, the best founders I meet are brilliant organisers. Their legal documents are tidy, their contracts are signed, their shareholders understand the rules, their intellectual property belongs to the business, their employment contracts are up to date, their lease has been reviewed and properly negotiated. None of that is particularly glamorous, but that is exactly why buyers and investors trust these type of founders. So let's talk about why deals fall apart. I've never seen a serious transaction collapse because someone forgot to add a comma. I've seen them collapse because a shareholder owned shares that nobody knew about, or because software wasn't actually owned by the company even though it was trying to be sold, or the founder promised equity that wasn't documented, or customer contracts couldn't be transferred, or the landlord wouldn't consent to a lease assignment or employees weren't protected. Those aren't legal technicalities. They're real and they're serious commercial risks. So let's talk about what every founder should do now. If you're building a business today, don't wait until an investor arrives. Don't wait until someone wants to buy the company from you. Don't wait until you're on Dragon's Den. Ask yourself today, could I produce my key legal documents within 10 minutes if I was asked to? Would a buyer understand who owns what in my business? Would an investor feel confident giving me money? Could I answer every due diligence question that I'm going to be asked? If the answer is yes, fantastic. That's great news. If not, that's probably where I would start as a founder today if you were to prioritize anything. I actually love programs like Dragon's Den and The Apprentice. They inspire people to start businesses. They really motivate people and they give you hope. But just remember, television shows you how deals begin. It almost never shows you how they are successfully completed. And in my experience, that is where the real business happens. If you think this video has been useful, if you think other founders would benefit from it, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And do leave me comments below. We'd be really, really excited to hear what you have to say and delighted to cover any other topics that you suggest going forward.